We continue our discussion on the condition of lupus. I'm joined in studio by someone who is living with the condition, Kgali. Now, Kgali, I'm so curious to find out how your life changed when you found out that you had lupus.
My life started changing before I found out that I had lupus. So I was in my second year at university. I was down at Rhodes University in the Eastern Cape. And I think I can also attribute that to why it took me so long to find out, because, I mean, doctors in the Eastern Cape, there's not many specialist doctors. So I was going to GPs, and that's why they couldn't diagnose it. So now I couldn't get out of bed. What they initially diagnosed, they diagnosed the kidney issues, they diagnosed depression. And so then eventually my parents decided to come home and let's see if we can get better treatment here in Gauteng. So that's when I came home, and then I was supposed to go back in January to write EGRETATs because I didn't write my exams in the December of 2011. But then the flare that I had in 2012 immediately after finding out was just so terrible. I stopped walking. I even discharged myself from hospital because I was so frustrated. The doctor said that there's nothing we can do. It had gotten that bad. They said that it's the end. We're going to make you last few days comfortable in hospital. And I couldn't imagine it. I mean, it was very confusing for me, you know, like, how did I get here? And I'm a person who does a lot and who is always aiming for a lot. So for me to now be in a position where they say, you can't go back to school and write your exams. So then I start thinking, okay, 5-year plan shortened, you know, or lengthened. And there've been so many interruptions. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen next? And then one morning, I can't walk. I collapse and I'm trying to go to the bathroom in hospital. And then the doctors all say that they don't know what's happening. And I'm also confused. So now, knowing my rights as a law student, I was like, yes, education is sometimes a problem. But I said, I've got the right to refuse hospital treatment, and I refuse to be here and to die in hospital. So I said, let me go home and go and die at home. So I moved for a couple of days at home, and then I just said, but no, this is not going to get me down. And what keeps me going on the bad days that still happen up to now is that thought of the day that I was discharged from hospital. I refused a wheelchair, and my brother carried me in from the car to the car. And I mean, from the car to the house, and I said, this can't be my life, where I'm being taken to be bathed, being taken to go to the bathroom, you know, have to depend on people who have their own lives as well. And so I taught myself to walk. And it's a miracle story. It's not something, like, even when my doctor sees me today, she says, I absolutely can't believe what's happened to you, because medically it doesn't make sense.
And that's where I want to bring in Dr. Yvette. Is she the exception to the rule? Is it not curable? Can it kill?
Lupus is life-threatening, but there is a wide spectrum of lupus patients. So patients may present as mild to the other extreme as life-threatening. We do have many patients pass away from lupus, but we also have many patients that live well, that are well controlled on treatment, that are in low disease activity. But as you say, there is currently no cure for lupus. It is a chronic lifetime condition.
Pontso, in your work of activism, just hearing what Kgali is saying, it's just so heavy. I mean, your life, you're literally depending on other people, but she was mentally strong, you know. But when you hear those words coming from a doctor who's saying, I'm sorry, but there's nothing we can do for you, that, first of all, is just scary. And also, how did you find that with people who are on the program or in the support group? What kind of support do people need, or what could you say to people who have family members who are living with lupus in terms of giving support?
You know, it's so amazing because they go through the most. Do you understand? They go through a lot, but on our social platform, there's a lot of us there, and it's mostly people that are affected with lupus. They don't even behave as though they have lupus. One thing that I can assure you. Do you understand? People feel isolated. For them to actually come to the group, do you understand, the Lupus Drive group, they feel isolated, and because a lot of people actually don't know about it, and families turn to isolate you as well because they don't understand the disease. And being African people, we refer to it as either buloi or you have a calling. Do you understand? So what we offer as the Lupus Drive basically is comfort, do you understand? Come join a group of people that actually understand what you're going through. Let us take every day together, do you understand? Let us communicate, and people go through though there's different types of lupus, they go through the same thing, do you understand? And half the time you find it really comfortable and easy to communicate to a person that actually knows what you're going through. So that's what we cater to Lupis as the Lupus Drive. And the approach is really, people that come, we have people that literally come and approach us every single day that are affected, that want to join the group, and that are in communication with us to basically say, we need for you to actually come to our families, sit down with our families, explain to our families. There's people that get divorced because husbands don't actually understand what lupus is, do you understand? So it's quite challenging, and to find doctors that basically tell patients that you need to, this is it, you know, it's heartbreaking, and that's what we're basically here for as the Lupus Drive, because even through the last days, we want to be there.
Kgali, very quickly for us, for somebody who's watching the show and thinking, wow, okay, she is living through this, and even at a time when the doctor said there's nothing we can do for you, your will to live just overtook you. What would you say to somebody who's living with lupus right now, who doesn't even enjoy support from families?
Most times you won't enjoy support. I think I only started to speak about my lupus journey probably last year, and some people are only literally getting to know about it now that I'm part of the drive. So know that you're not alone. I didn't know that there were other people who have lupus that existed until I heard of them. I heard of the Lupus Drive a couple of months ago. So know that you're not alone and that you're not weird because you think what I'm going through is not medically explainable. So there's something wrong with me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And, you know, we can't even depend on the medication that we take because it in itself contributes to killing us. So when you can't even depend on the medication itself, you need to depend on the mind. And that's where the support comes in. That's where the group comes in. And to have somebody be like, yo guys, it's cold. I'm really, you know, I'm going through the worst because my joints are painful. And you'd be like, me too, you know, but I'm wearing a warm jersey, you know. Having that, it makes all the difference. So just find someone. Contact us on our social media networks. We will definitely put you in touch with other people who can help.
And we'll get all those details to our viewers. Kgali Tshabalala is a lupus patient. You're such an inspiration. Thank you very much for your time this morning. It was lovely to chat to you. Pontso Moiloa is the founder of the Lupus Drive. Thank you very much for the work that you do and continue doing it. And Yvette Patchapen is a Rheumatology Fellow at Charlotte Maxeke Hospital. Thank you very much for the awareness that you guys have created and you keep creating.